The Charki-Dadri mid-air collision, a tragedy remembered. The sky, a symbol of limitless expanse, bore witness to a tragedy on November 12, 1996. A mid-air collision near the village of Charki-Dadri, India, claimed the lives of all 349 people aboard Saudia Flight 763 and Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907. The event sent shockwaves through the aviation world, prompting a reassessment of safety protocols and highlighting the critical importance of clear communication in international airspace. The Charki-Dadri collision remains the deadliest mid-air collision in history. It stands as a solemn reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of constant vigilance in the pursuit of air safety. November 12, 1996. Setting the stage. On that fateful Tuesday, a clear sky stretched over north-central India. At Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport, air traffic controllers prepared for another busy day. Among the numerous flights inbound and outbound were Saudia Flight 763, a Boeing 747 en route from Kathmandu, Nepal, and Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907, an Ilyushin Il-76 cargo plane traveling from Shymkent, Kazakhstan. Unbeknownst to the pilots, controllers, or the hundreds of souls on board, these two aircraft were on a converging path, destined for a tragic intersection. Saudia Flight 763, journey from Kathmandu. Saudia Flight 763, a Boeing 747 jumbo jet, had taken off from Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu earlier that day. The flight carried 289 passengers and 23 crew members, all anticipating a safe arrival in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The flight crew, comprised of experienced pilots, had made the routine checks and received clearance for takeoff, unaware of the impending disaster that lay ahead. Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907, from Shymkent to Delhi. Meanwhile, Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907, an Ilyushin Il-76 cargo plane, was approaching Delhi from Shymkent, Kazakhstan. The aircraft carried a cargo of wool and a crew of 6, all seasoned aviators. The flight was uneventful until it reached the vicinity of Delhi, where it was instructed by air traffic control to descend and enter a holding pattern. This seemingly routine maneuver would have tragic consequences. A fateful intersection collision at 14,000 feet. As both aircraft neared the designated airspace, a critical series of events unfolded. Saudia Flight 763, cleared to climb to 15,000 feet, ascended steadily through the clear sky. Simultaneously, Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907, instructed to maintain 15,000 feet, continued its descent. A communication error, compounded by a possible misinterpretation of instructions, placed the two aircraft on a direct collision course. The stage was set for disaster. The unthinkable happens, the mid-air collision. At approximately 6:40 p.m. local time, the unthinkable happened. At an altitude of approximately 14,000 feet, the tail section of the descending Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907 struck the belly of the ascending Saudia Flight 763. The impact, occurring at a combined speed of over 700 miles per hour, was catastrophic. The Ilyushin, shorn of its tail section, went into a steep, uncontrolled dive. The Boeing 747, its fuselage critically compromised, struggled to remain airborne. Pieces fall from the sky, the aftermath of the collision. The mangled remains of both aircraft tumbled from the sky, scattering debris over a wide area near the village of Charki-Dadri. The impact created a scene of devastation, with wreckage strewn across fields and homes. Rescue workers and villagers rushed to the scene, but their efforts were met with the grim reality of the disaster. There were no survivors. The crash claimed the lives of all 349 people on board both aircraft, making it the deadliest mid-air collision in aviation history. Investigation and findings. Unraveling the truth. In the wake of the tragedy, a multinational team of investigators descended upon the crash site. The investigation, led by India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, sought to determine the cause of the collision and prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. The investigation focused on the actions of the pilots, the role of air traffic control, and the prevailing weather conditions. The black boxes from both aircraft were recovered, providing crucial data on the final moments of the flights. Language barriers and descent confusion. The investigation revealed a series of contributing factors that led to the devastating collision. A key finding was the issue of language barriers. The pilot of the Kazakh aircraft, communicating in Russian-accented English, encountered difficulties understanding instructions from the English-speaking air traffic controller. This miscommunication, compounded by the use of non-standard phraseology, played a significant role in the events leading up to the collision. The human factor, a key contributing factor. The investigation also highlighted the human factor in the accident. The Kazakh crew, possibly confused by the instructions and the unfamiliar terrain, descended below their assigned altitude. At the same time, the Saudia crew, unaware of the impending danger, continued their ascent. The combination of these factors, along with the limitations of ground-based radar systems at the time, created a perfect storm for disaster. Lessons learned, a turning point for aviation safety. The Charki-Dadri mid-air collision served as a tragic wake-up call for the aviation industry. The investigation's findings led to significant changes in aviation safety regulations and procedures, particularly in the areas of air traffic control and pilot training. The incident highlighted the critical importance of clear and concise communication in aviation, especially in international airspace where language barriers can exist. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, mandated the use of standard phraseology in aviation communication. This standardized language, designed to minimize the risk of misinterpretation, became mandatory for all international flights. The ICAO also emphasized the importance of English language proficiency for pilots and air traffic controllers, recognizing its role as a common language in global aviation. The Charki-Dadri collision stands as a stark reminder of the importance of constant vigilance and the need for continuous improvement in aviation safety. While the tragedy claimed the lives of 349 innocent people, it also served as a catalyst for positive change within the industry. The lessons learned from that fateful day continue to shape aviation safety protocols today, ensuring that the skies are a safer place for all who fly.